Before we start, make sure to hit that subscribe button, it really helps the channel grow. I never imagined a single night could flip everything I believed about my marriage. My name's Daniel. I'm 38, and I've been married to Claire for 12 years. On the outside, our life looked picture perfect. A warm home in suburban Ohio, 2 kids, steady careers, and weekends filled with backyard barbecues and easy laughter with friends. I honestly thought I knew her, truly knew her. But I didn't. Not even close. The shift started quietly. Claire pulled away in small, subtle ways I couldn't fully explain. The laughter that used to fill our kitchen slowly faded into long, empty pauses. When I tried to talk to her, she'd nod absent-mindedly or give me distracted half-smiles. First, I brushed it off. "Work stress," she said. "More shifts at the hospital, heavier responsibilities." And I believed her. I wanted to believe her. Then came the message. A text on her phone, one that was definitely not meant for me. Not from a friend, not from any coworker I recognized. Something casual, intimate, familiar. The kind of words no husband should ever stumble across. My chest tightened. My heart sank. I didn't explode. I didn't accuse. I simply asked her gently if there was something she needed to tell me, if our marriage still meant to her what it meant to me. She laughed, brushed it off, said I was imagining things, being dramatic. But the doubt had already settled deep. Weeks dragged by in thick, heavy tension. Claire swung between cold detachment and brief moments of warmth, like she was drifting in and out of our life. I tried everything: date nights, honest conversations, little gestures to remind her of what we used to be. Nothing reached her. She grew more defensive, more secretive, and the intimacy we once shared vanished. One night after the kids went to bed, I stayed up staring at our old photos. The smiles froze in time. Beach trips, family holidays, the snapshots where we couldn't stop laughing at some private joke. All of it felt distant, like memories from someone else's life. That was when it hit me. The distance between us hadn't appeared overnight. It had been growing slowly, quietly, until it felt impossible to cross. My chest ached. Not with anger, but with a deep, hollow disappointment. Then came the night that shattered everything. I was at work finishing paperwork when my phone rang. Mercy Hospital. My heart stuttered. Claire had collapsed at home. She'd been rushed to the ER. I sped through the rain-soaked streets, hands trembling on the wheel, my mind spiraling with every possibility imaginable. When I arrived, the scene was chaos. Nurses moving fast. Machines beeping non-stop. Claire on a stretcher, pale and barely conscious. My first reaction was pure fear. But right behind it came confusion. What happened? How? I went to her side, held her hand, whispered her name. She stirred, and instantly I sensed something deeper was wrong. A doctor approached, looking uneasy. "Mr. Thompson, she's stable for now, but we need to talk." This wasn't just a fainting spell. He hesitated, choosing his words carefully. "She has internal injuries. And we found evidence she took medication she wasn't prescribed. Medications that shouldn't have been combined." My stomach turned to ice. What does that mean?" I managed to ask. He exhaled slowly. "It appears she was taking things in secret. There are also indications of self-harm behavior. We need to involve family and support services immediately." My mind spun. Self-harm? Hidden medications? What was happening? Then a nurse walked over with something in her hand. A note Claire had written right before she lost consciousness. My fingers shook as I opened it. "Daniel, I'm sorry. I didn't know how else to make you notice me. I never meant to hurt anyone. Especially the kids. I've been seeing someone else, and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. I can't handle the guilt or the anger. Please forgive me." I froze. Betrayal. Confession. Desperation. A combination so sharp it almost knocked the air out of my lungs. For years I thought I understood her moods, her stress, her irritability. But this was a complete fracture in the life I thought we shared. The note was honest, painfully honest. But it cut me in ways I didn't know existed. Standing there in the air, surrounded by beeping machines and rushing staff, I felt everything at once. Fear for her life, anger at the affair, heartbreak over what we'd lost, and a strange sense of relief that the truth was finally out. Ugly, unexpected, irreversible truth. Hours passed. I sat in the waiting room replaying every moment, the cold distance, the excuses, the secrets. Suddenly it all aligned. The late nights. The changed behavior. The evasive answers. She had been living a separate life right under my roof. And even then, despite everything, part of me hurt for her. Love is messy like that. It doesn't disappear just because trust does. Eventually, I realized I had to make a choice. Keep living in denial, or face the truth head-on and take control of my own life. When the doctor returned, he told me Claire was awake. I stepped into her room. She looked at me with exhausted, pleading eyes. I swallowed hard. My chest tightened. I wanted to yell, to cry, to demand explanations. But instead, I did the hardest thing. I sat down, held her hand, and listened. She told me everything: the affair, the confusion, the guilt, the emotional spiral she couldn't climb out of. She spoke honestly, but not with the remorse I expected. More with exhaustion, fear, and despair. And in that harsh, sterile light, something became clear. Betrayal can destroy you, but it can also reveal the truth you've been avoiding. I finally saw our relationship for what it had become. Fragile, strained, painfully real. There was still love there, small and brittle but present. The decision ahead was mine alone. Forgive. Leave. Rebuild. No one could make it for me. By the time I walked out of the hospital, my heart felt heavy but also steady. I knew our marriage would never return to what it once was. But I also understood something important. Truth, even when brutal, is better than slowly dying in a web of lies. Claire healed physically, but our relationship needed far more than apologies. It needed honesty, boundaries, and the courage to face the wounds we ignored for years. Driving home in the early morning quiet, I felt a strange blend of exhaustion and clarity. Her betrayal had nearly broken me, but it also stripped away every illusion. For the first time in a long time, the path ahead belonged to me. Not because I ignored the pain, not because I forgave easily, but because I faced the truth without running from it. Sometimes truth hits like a storm, sudden, violent, impossible to escape. And sometimes surviving it isn't about revenge. It's about reclaiming yourself. That night in the ER, I realized I had survived. And I would keep surviving one day at a time, no matter what choices Claire or anyone else made.